Fellow auto detailers, welcome to the show that features interviews with today's most successful auto detailers. This is the Auto Detailing Podcast. Here's your host, Jimbo Balaam.
This week's sponsor for the Auto Detailing Podcast is Google AdWords for the modern auto detailing business at autodetailingpodcast.com/Google. If you're looking to take your business to the next level, or maybe you're just starting your detailing business and your website doesn't quite rank high enough in a Google search for keywords like auto detailing and the such like, you're going to want to head over to autodetailingpodcast.com/Google. Because I'm going to show you exactly how to get your site to rank higher in Google searching, how to put, honestly, hundreds, if not thousands of dollars in your pocket every single month in addition to what you're already making. And it doesn't have to cost a lot of money to do paid advertising. For as little as $40, one student made over $1,000. How about, do you have $3 extra per day that you could be using for advertising expense? With $3 a day, I had another student net over $1,300 one month. That means he spent maybe $90 in ad spend for the whole month and made $1,300. I think that's an investment that we would all make. So head on over to autodetailingpodcast.com/Google. Get that training done today and seriously take your business to the next level. That's autodetailingpodcast.com/Google. We'll see you on the inside.
What's going on, guys? It's Jimbo with the Auto Detailing Podcast, coming back for another quick tip. Today's quick tip is good for whether you're a professional detailer or just a driveway detailer. And a common theme that kind of is sewn into all of us as detailers, whether you would consider yourself a professional detailer doing this for money, or if you are just a driveway detailer, is that we have severe OCD, or at least a lot of us have some level of OCD, which is probably what brought us into the business or into this hobby, which, if you know anything about my backstory, is exactly why I got into this. Anyway, for some reason, one of the slips that I've let happen within my detail rig and detail operation that really was not an issue to me until I decided to take on an employee or hire someone, which we could talk about at a later date as well. Kind of an interesting journey. But that is my bottles, my spray bottles to be more specific, and the fact that I didn't have the right product in the right bottles, or whatever the bottle was labeled was not what product was actually in it. And this would be anything from having my all-purpose cleaner in an old Windex bottle to having my tire shine in a spray compound bottle, and whatever bottle I just happen to have laying around, maybe it was a blank bottle, could be filled with any product. And a long time ago, I did try to put the correct product in the correct bottles and I just didn't do it. So for pretty much my whole detailing career, I've had a mosh podge of product in bottles. And of course, I knew what was in the product. Sometimes I'd get confused and have to kind of smell what product was in there. But for the most part, I knew what it was. But as I took on an employee and I needed him to go grab the tire shine, well, he didn't know that the tire shine was in the spray compound bottle. He didn't know that the glass cleaner was not in the Windex bottle, because in the Windex bottle was the all-purpose cleaner, but the, point is the products were all mismatched. So my thing always was, I don't need to spend the extra money on stupid bottles. Who cares? Well, when you have an employee and they're trying to go tell them to get a specific product, you run into some issues. So I decided to buck up, spend the whole $5 or $10 to get the correct bottles. At least, maybe not brand specific, but at least there would be the all-purpose cleaner in the all-purpose cleaner bottle. So I decided to buy the McGuire's bottles because they look the nicest, in my opinion, and were the most readily available bottles. Not to say that it's only McGuire's products or that only McGuire products will go in there, but that's the ones I decided to go for, mainly because customers can recognize the McGuire's brand and it looks nice. And like I said, I like the bottles. Not only that, but also the dilution ratios are on the side of the bottle for the McGuire's bottles. I don't know if they're on other bottles, but makes it way easier to figure out the dilution ratios if you are going to dilute your bottles. And it looks very sleek, clean, and very professional, to be honest. So whether you're a driveway detailer and maybe you have all your products lined up in your garage somewhere, it looks very nice to have all corresponding matching bottles, which is another reason why I decided to go with all McGuire's bottles. So I would recommend whatever brand you go with or whatever bottles you're looking at, keep them all the same with just the different products in them. But for the most part, the branding would be the same on them. Like I said, I chose to do the McGuire's bottles. I did not buy the spray triggers, just the bottles. And if you're running a business, I've never personally had this happen to me, but it can happen. And I don't even know if I could recall hearing of it happening to anyone because I'm assuming there's so many loopholes. But if you are ever pulled over or caught or questioned for the chemicals in your rig, most of us don't carry MSDS sheets with us, but you can be fined, which is the big if, or can be fined for not properly having properly labeled, how's that for a sentence? Properly labeled bottles with the right chemicals that are in them. OSHA can come after you for that and fine you for not having the correct bottles, because on the bottles of each product are going to have basic safety facts or a basic safety sheet on each bottle. So if you do have employees or whatever, you are basically have that warning label on each bottle of what that product or that chemical can potentially do, or if it can be potentially harmful or not. It does help. That's not as big of an issue for me. I guess it could be a bigger issue, and it is definitely something to be vigilant of. So it's just kind of, for me, it's just an added bonus because I've never been harassed or approached for that. For me, it was mainly an aesthetic looking thing and an efficiency looking thing, which I think most of you will be able to resonate more so than an OSHA issue or a compliance issue. But again, if you're a driveway detailer, it's just going to look nicer to have your bottles on the shelves, which you may not even be buying professional line products and diluting them down to your own bottles, but you may. But if you are a professional, how about this? A professional without employees, as you have your bottles laying around your shop or your customer's driveway or whatever, it just looks nicer to have a nice, sleek-looking bottle. I did always feel kind of weird having my Windex bottle on the driveway, but, I chalked it up as, hey, it's not that big of a deal. But it does give me a boost of confidence having these nice-looking bottles. So that's definitely something as an added bonus. And if you're a professional professional detailer running a crew or even looking to expand to have a crew, it is probably the most important to have properly labeled bottles, just for the fact that you can tell them, hey, go grab the spray wax. And they're like, which one's that? And you're like, oh, the black bottle. It says spray wax on it. And it leaves the guesswork, leaves the confusion out of it. So that is my quick tip today, to go out, invest the minimal amount of money that it actually costs to get bottles. They're usually a couple dollars a piece. And I have most of them linked up for you, so you don't have to search at autodetailingpodcast.com/resources. So you can just head on over to autodetailingpodcast.com/resources, check out the bottles, check out all the products that I recommend, direct links, you can get free shipping. and it's way better than some of the other detailing outlets that you have to pay for shipping and wait forever. Get products sooner, quicker, faster, and get them shipped for free. So go check out autodetailingpodcast.com/resources, or you can just go to the homepage and click on resources, and they'll be right there for you. I want to hear your feedback on if you do have bottles, correctly labeled bottles, how you feel about it, and if after hearing this you've decided to go get bottles. I want to hear your feedback. So shoot me a message on Facebook. You can find the podcast, Auto Detailing Podcast, on Facebook, or write me a message on my personal page. All right, guys. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to another episode of the Auto Detailing Podcast. Head on over to autodetailingpodcast.com for full show notes and links of everything that we've talked about today. And don't forget to check out our resources page for a direct link to all the products talked about not only on today's episode, but that I use in my day-to-day detail business. They have direct links so you can purchase and get free shipping right from that page. That's autodetailingpodcast.com. We'll see you on the next episode.